Hey guys, it's Kai from Kai's Kreations. I just wanted to show you tonight a little tutorial on how to turn this, the wire mesh heart frame from Dollar Tree. It's one of the smaller but fatter ones, if that makes any sense. I don't know if it says what size it is on here. I don't know. Anyways, about that size. How to turn this into this gorgeous rose wreath in a heart shape with a pretty bow. Okay, so I'm just gonna, it's not gonna be a complete tutorial. I'm not gonna show you the whole thing because the video would be really long and I'm not set up for that right now. But I wanted to show you, a couple tips and tricks how to do it. So the first thing I do is I glue cardboard. I cut out cardboard, just thin cardboard, any kind, from leftover boxes, or sometimes these things that you get in stickers work really well. Like when you've used all the stickers or rub-ons, that thin piece of cardboard can be cut up and used really well. And so I don't know if other people do have other ideas of how to make this easier, but to get the roses to stick in this wire wreath form, I just found it better to have a base. So I use cardboard cutouts, and I glue them with my hot glue gun and Gorilla Glue to the joints. If you can see where these glue globs are, to the joints, so it looks really ugly right now. But I glue the cardboard to the joints, and then I trim off any excess along the edges. It's okay because you'll have enough glue on the other side to help make it stay. It will be, let's see if I can show you. It will be loose in some areas where there's a gap, but it'll hold it on there enough. And then I paint this side either red or black. You can paint it any color you want. I even painted the middle a little bit, just so that if any of that shows in the background, I would do red, black, or even green, maybe the color of the leaves. So if any of that does show, it's not going to look like ugly cardboard. But as you can see in this one, I did the same thing, and you really can't see any of the cardboard. This filled it pretty well, and I think this cost me about $7 or $8 to make. All in all, it's not too expensive to make, and I'll probably, if you're into reselling, you could give that to make it for yourself or a family member or a friend. But if you're into reselling, I will probably sell that for like $20, $25. Then on the back, after gluing the cardboard down and painting it and letting that dry, I glue on felt. And you can get these felt rolls at the Dollar Tree also for $1. They are a thinner felt than most felts, but if you're careful with them, they work pretty well. This one I cut out, the first one I cut out different strips and glued them down and ended up painting them black, and I wasn't really happy with how that looks. It's a little ugly. It is the back, but it's still a little ugly. So this one I used red felt, and I didn't paint it, and I cut out one big piece. I found if I laid it down on this felt piece, roll this out, if I laid it down on there, it fit just about perfectly. It was a little bit short, but like you can see, there's a couple places where it could have been a little bit longer or whatever, but it covered it pretty well. So that's one big cutout heart of the felt, and I used the hot glue gun again, glued that down. I've got my little handmade logo on here, and then I twisted this twist tie, because the first one I made, the tie for the back, is a little short and it's straight, and I thought, how are they going to hook that, because you kind of want it, to go sideways the other way for a hook, which will work, but it looks a little funny. And I put these little felt hearts over it. So with this one, what I've done is I twisted the loop so it's facing the right way to be put on a hook. It looks a little cuter and it's a little bit longer. And then I just used one big felt heart, again from the Dollar Tree. I got a whole package of a bunch of them for $1, and hot glued that on there too. So that is now secure. And this thing is really, really a little heavy and very solid. So you want that tie to be secure so that, you know, it will support the weight of this wherever they decide to hang it. Okay, and like I said, I'm not going to show you everything, but I'm going to show you some tips and tricks how I do this. So first of all, the first thing I do, I'll move the camera in a second so you can see, is I get all the flowers like these. Let's see here, like these are the old ones, and I pull off the flowers. I go down and I pull it down so you've got that whole little stem piece like that. Let's see, okay, so these go over here, and then I sort them into piles. I have 4 different colors, 2 bunches each, so $8 right there. So it was more like about $10 maybe for this thing, but $8 right there. I think on the first one I only used 6 bunches though, but I'm not sure. So I got 8 bunches this time just in case. But again, I got 2 bunches of each color. So I'm just pulling them off there like that. Oops. Flower down. Okay, technical difficulties. Pull them off so that you have that little stem piece. And I'll talk about making them secure in a minute and why you don't want to get rid of too much of that stem piece. Then, waste not, want not, I will use some of these leaves. I won't use all of them, but I will use some, and I might want some for another project someday. So I pull the leaves off as well, and those just slide off like that too. Let me see. It's got the little stem piece, and then it looks like that basically. And so, and I sort these all into piles. The same color leaves with the same colored leaves, the same color roses with the same color roses. So when you're done, this is all you're really wasting. You're just throwing that part away, which, I mean, these are wire. If you really wanted to keep them for something, maybe you could use this for something someday too. I just don't have the room right now to be saving things like that. And see, this is what I mean by the different color. Like, some of the flowers had a darker green and a little bit different shape to it. Some of them had this lighter green. So I sewed those into piles. And I've got a pile of these color roses, kind of yellow with a pink tip. And then I've got these color roses, which are, this light is really bad tonight, pink with darker pink edges. And then these are kind of more of a red fuchsia kind of color with the white. And then these are more fuchsia purpley color. Again, this light is not showing them really great, but I sort them all into piles. So the first thing I do is I glue down, let's see here, I was going to show you guys my desk so you can see. I've got, let's see, a pile over here, I've got a pile over here, and then the purpley one, fuchsia one's over there. So, and then the leaves, I've got some right here and some right here. And again, like I said, I'm not going to use nearly all these leaves, but I will use some, and I will save the rest for another project someday that I might need them for. And these ones, you can cut that little thing off a little bit more if you want, the little stem. So I cut off a little bit, and I just kind of place them around. Let's see, yeah, you can see a little bit. So get my hot glue gun. So I place them around kind of by the joints. So I'll put a little hot glue gun down, and then I'll stick those there. And then, let me see if I can show you actually another Dollar Tree tip. They sell these little finger savers in a pack with a bunch of them at Dollar Tree as well, in the craft section. And I tell you, they have saved me so many times from getting my finger burned, like I always do on these hot glue guns. There's silicone, you can put one on. You will feel the heat. If you put it right on a glue glob, you will still feel the heat, but it won't burn your finger as easily. And you can hold stuff like this down until it dries. And then what I actually do is I actually glue the leaves down a little bit too. So I'm going to put a little dab of glue there and glue that leaf down inside there. And then I think I'll glue this one down too. So I'll put a little dab inside there. And then I just keep doing that. I go around the edges and, you know, just put a few, not in every corner, but, you know, here and there. Let's see. I didn't do as many last time, and I actually thought I could have used some more, so I think this time I'll try to do a little bit more than I did last time. So, like I said, just put them down, hold them in place for a few seconds for this glue to dry at least a little bit. I think I'm going to put a little bit on that one too. Let's see. Like that. Okay, there we go. And then I will probably switch to the other color in a minute too, because we might want different greens. So let me put some up here. Let's see. Put that one there. Bear with me. This is why I said I'm not doing the whole tutorial, because it would take forever. But you guys will get the gist and learn how to make this lovely heart-shaped wreath with roses from the tips and tricks I'm showing you. You'll be able to do the whole thing. Okay, so that goes there. Let's see. Let's put that leaf there, like that. Okay. And the other thing too why you want to glue these leaves down is because you might end up gluing a rose on top of one of them, and if that leaf, oops, my earring just fell off. If that leaf is not all the way down, just take those off. If that leaf isn't glued all the way down and you glue a rose to it, then obviously the rose is going to be a little loose at that point. So it's another good reason to just glue all these leaves down. And let's see, this one doesn't want to go through. There it goes. Okay, because some of them are under the bars. And I'm a little manic tonight, so I might be talking a little fast. If there is any questions, please notify me in the comments and let me know. I can clarify things for you, or, you know, answer questions there too. Okay, let's see here. There, let's see. Put that one like that. Maybe, there we go. And that one like that. Okay. And let's see, I think I'm going to do one or two more of these up there, and then I'm going to switch to that other color leaf just to give it a little bit of variety. Okay, so let's see, move this down a little bit. There. Stick that right there. And I'm doing this really quickly. Normally I wait a few extra seconds, maybe longer than I am right now. But I'm trying to do this fast to show you guys too. Okay, so let's see, get that one down under there. Okay, that one there, that one there. Okay. And a couple of tricks with the hot glue gun too that some of them I've only learned, one of them I only learned recently, but when you get those strings going back and forth, everybody hates those strings, right? Okay, so one tip I've learned is, let's see if I can show you. When I glue something down, I'll put the glob of glue, can't talk, glob of glue, and then I go like this. I just kind of go like that over it, and that usually gets that string off. See, there's no string now, so I can do that. The other thing I've learned recently, which I thought was really cool, is when your project's done and you're not going to be hot gluing anymore, you can take a hairdryer on low and just run it over the whole thing, and it won't be enough to heat up the glue where you wanted it to be, but all those little strings will just kind of melt away and disappear. So it's a really cool way to get rid of all those little strings. I thought that was a neat tip, and it has definitely helped me. But yeah, that's why you see when I put a glob down, I do this weird swirling thing, because it gets rid of the string. Let's see. Put a glob there. I think it's about time for me to put another glue stick in. And I've been stuck using these Gorilla Glue long ones, these. They're a little bit more expensive, and you probably don't need them for every project, but they hold so strong and so well. I'm finding that I'm using them for most projects these days. Okay, so I'm going to switch over and do some of the other colored leaves really quick. I know, I keep saying really quick, but this video is not going to be very short. It'll be shorter than it needs, shorter than it has, could be. But I think it's going to be a little long. And I'm trying to avoid that, but we'll see. We shall see. Okay, stick that down like that. I'll give that a minute. Let's see. Let's do one on the opposite side. Like that. Stick that down and give that a minute. And with the stems, you do have to put them a little bit sideways, kind of lay the stem on its side a little bit. So if you try to do it straight up and down, the glue just, unless you get a big glob and hold it there the whole time, it's a little bit harder to do it that way. Let's see. Let's put one there. Put that leaf down like that. And then this one might have to go over the bar. I don't know. Let's see here. There we go. That works, I guess. Okay, let's see. Maybe a couple more. That one's already kind of short as it is. Okay, and this one, oops, flying leaves. Okay, let's see. Let's put one right here. Like that. Okay. Oh, I didn't finish gluing this one down. Let's see here. Put that there. And I think I do want that one to go under. Let's see. We'll try. I used my finger that didn't have the cover. That was the because I almost burnt my finger a little bit. Okay. Put that one there. This one here. There we go. Okay, trying to hurry up with this. I should have had some of these done already, but I wanted to show you guys what the frame looks like before you start putting everything on it, and how I did the cardboard and the painting and all that stuff. Okay, this needs a little bit there, and probably a little bit here too. Okay, there's that. Trying to see if I can get this leaf under there. Oh, there's some strings. And sometimes I just pull them off too. Look at that. See, I've been trying so hard not to get strings, and I did get strings. Sometimes I don't notice them right away. But you just pull those off, or like I said, wait till you're done and clean them up with a hairdryer. Okay, get under there. Okay, let's see if there's any more strings. And I'm going to put one of these right here. Okay. I think I'm doing it too fast. That might be why I'm getting some strings more than I'm wanting anyway. Okay. There's that. Okay. And then let's see. Glue one there. Go under. Come on. Under. There we go. I don't know how well you guys are being able to see this, but I'm going to hold this up and show you in a second here. Okay. That one there. Okay. Alright, let's see. We've got some strings to clean up. Okay, so that's basically what it looks like when I've got the leaves on it. Again, looks kind of ugly so far, but there's a method to my madness, as they say. Okay, so now with the colors of roses, what I usually, well, I've only made one of these, but what I've been doing is sometimes starting with the darker color, and then I'll do 2 or 3 of the same color, and then 2 or 3 of the next color, the next one, the next one, the next one. So it kind of fades. So I think I'll start with these dark ones because they are kind of pretty, and they'll go at the bottom, and then it'll grade its way up to the other colors. Okay, so with these, I do cut a little bit of the stem off, but what I've learned is that stem is really holding all these petals together that are just pushed down on there in layers. So you have to be really careful. If you cut the whole thing off, first of all, the whole rose just falls apart. Even like this, it tends to fall apart. So what I did is I glue this base down nice and good and hard. And once that's set, I go back in with the glue gun and very carefully, because again, we gotta watch out with strings and stuff like that, I go through each layer and kind of like, let's see if I can show you, put a dab of glue there, go down to the next layer, put a dab of glue there, go on the other side maybe, put a dab of glue on the next layer, all the way till I get into the middle and put a dab of glue in there. And that is how and why on this one that I made, it's super sturdy. You can go like this and none of these petals are going to fall off. So I know that in shipping this to somebody and in them messing with it and looking at it, or curious kids touching it, none of these petals are going to fall off because they are all glued down super good, but yet not so bad that you can see the glue anywhere. You really can't. I think there's like a couple places if you're really looking you could see the glue, but mostly I was super careful not to let you see the glue. Okay, so I'm going to start at the bottom with this one. So I'm going to put a little round of glue like this, nice good glob, and then before it starts melting down, stick it down where I want it. And I just kind of grab the whole flower like bud like this and just hold it in place where I want it to get that first initial bond. So let's see. Okay, there we go. Like that. And then once it starts to hold, like I said, we'll very carefully, if I can show you, go in each layer and just put a little dab of glue. And I go on opposite sides too to make sure, you know, you're getting both sides. And I just keep doing that very carefully, not to get too much glue on the actual petals, except down on the inside, and then put one down on the inside. And then I go like that, and I grab it again and just kind of hold it all together for anywhere from 10 to 30 seconds, however long you're comfortable with, just to let that glue start to dry a little bit, and it will hold its shape. And it, like I said, when it dries completely, you will have a solid group of petals that will not go anywhere or fall off on you. This one's expanding a little bit more than I want, but that's okay because I'm going to put other flowers next to it and you're not going to notice that. So I think with this one, I'm going to do, let's see, one on either side and then one in the middle. So that'll be 2, 3 more that I'm going to use of this color. So let's see, I'm going to go ahead and trim these while that's drying a little bit more. Cut these down. Like I said, I leave just about couple millimeters or half a centimeter. I don't know. My measurements are, I just eyeball it, but my measurements are really bad. I'm not good at math and stuff like that, guys. This is why I craft. Okay, so again, put a little dollop of glue on there. Nice good one. Shake off any strings, hopefully, and put that where I want it. And then I'm going to hold it down for a few seconds. Try to hold it in place. Okay, and like I said, if you guys, you know, I'm here to learn from you guys too, just as much as give you guys tips and tricks and tutorials. I'm not an expert by any means. Crafting is an art form, and crafting is, what I find anyway, a constant source of learning. We're constantly learning from other crafters and from tutorials and from friends and family, you know, whatever. So if you guys have made some of these flower wreaths and you have any tips or tricks to share, or maybe even ways to do it better than what I do, easier or prettier or whatever, please let me know in the comments. I would love to hear about that, and we can learn from each other. But if you're out there and you've never made one of these and you want to try my tutorial, hopefully this will help you. And it's like I said, this one is one of those ones that cracks me up because it looks fairly ugly through most of the process of making it. But as you saw with the finished one, it comes out really nice looking. Okay, so, and again, I'm trying to make this tutorial not too long, but it's really difficult. I don't have good video editing software or know how to use that stuff yet, so I can't like fast forward to, oh, this is dry now magically. But anyways, oh, I got some strings on that one. Okay, all right, tuck that in there. This is where when you start to get more than a couple of buds, you want to start getting them in as close as you can. You don't want them too tight, but again, like I said, you don't see any of my frame in that other one. All you see is roses, and that's the goal. So you want them close enough to do that. You want them right up next to each other. And then if they're one of those big ones that spread out like that too, if you get them in tighter a little bit, it looks prettier. Okay, so I'm not going to... The other thing I do when I pick up my glue gun... excuse me, and it has the string, I just scrape it on the table or mat or whatever you're using and go back and pick up those little beads later and strings, and you can just pick those all up and throw them right away. That's why my craft table looks like crap, because I craft on it all the time. I clean it as good as can be, but you know what, it's meant to be a craft table. I don't know how I see these women doing tutorials and they have these beautiful, beautiful craft tables that look like there's not a mark or a smudge or a scratch on them. And I'm like, do they really make crafts on that table? Mine looks like crap all the time because I make crafts on it all the time. So anyways, I'm going to scrape that off. Go in here, get these ones down on there. Let's see, on that side. And then I do this really carefully though, because I don't want glue or, you know, other than strings that could be melted away later, I don't want glue to get on the actual petals that you're going to see that are showing, because that would look really ugly. So I just very carefully go through here and glue several of the different sides down at the bottom. This one got a lot of strings, but I can melt those away later. And then one right smack in the middle too. And then you just want to hold it, you know, like I said, I'm just doing this. I'm kind of grabbing the whole bunch and squeezing it together while pushing it down. So all that glue in there is going to hold that solidly together. So that's what I'm doing with each bud after I do all the gluing. Okay, so I'm going to do that for a second. And let's see, okay, then we're going to do this one. I'm actually going to turn this a little bit. Okay, there we go. So we're on the other side. Oh yeah, there are strings on these. Okay, so I'm going to stick that right in there nice and close to the other ones and hold it down for a minute. Let that get that bond in there. I can pick off some of these strings while I'm talking and doing that too. Okay. Oh, there's strings over here, there's strings everywhere. See, I'm so careful not to get strings and you still get them. But like I said, I have that little hairdryer trick, and that works wonders later on when you're done. Just run over the hairdryer with it, and all those little strings just melt away and disappear. It's magic. Okay, now let's see, get this one. Okay, come on. Get down in there. Okay. Okay. Let's see here. And right in the middle. Okay. That. Pull that string off. I'm going to hold that together. Like that. Okay. This tutorial should be almost done. Okay, then as you can see, I have a nice bunch started. That is, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 different buds, and it's nice and tight. And since I started with that dark color, I will probably go to this color next, the next lightest or, you know, darkest color, and squeeze that right in there too. And then I'll do probably 2 on this side, 2 on that side, and then I'll go to the next color and the next color and the next color and do 2, 2, 2, 2, 2 all the way up. up here is a little bit fatter in the round top parts of the heart, so I might do 3 of one color up there. Just depends. But right here you can do 2, 1 on each side all the way up, and that should be fat enough. And like I said, you bunch them all together and use those glue tips like I told you. And you can do them any color roses in any pattern you want. This one wasn't really from one color, darkest color to the lightest. I'm going to try to do that in this one, but this one was the same similar idea. I just did a couple, 2 or 3 of each color, and then went to the next one, the next one, the next one, etc. And I like the way it came out. And then I had this ribbon I got at Dollar Tree that was, let's see, wired sheer mesh ribbon. And it's got the wire on the side so you can mold it. So I just took out a giant piece of that and made it into a bow when all the roses were done. And I just stuck that giant bow right there in the middle with a big glob of hot glue behind it. And then made the little points on the end. I forget what you call those. I should know that. And then, you know, you can roll these up or bend them any way you like. And that's the end product here. I know it's not. All right, let's see. There we go. That's the end product. So I think I'm going to wrap this up for now. But again, if you have any tips or tricks of your own or any questions, please, please, please feel free. I would love some comments on these things, guys. And if you're a fellow crafter, check out my crafting group on Facebook. It's called Crafting with Kai's Kreations. And I'd love to get some more members and have more feedback and share more information with each other. All right, that's it for tonight. Happy crafting. Bye.